Assessors in vocational education often have the advantage of working in a nicely controlled classroom environment with a scripted assessment process. The workplace, however, offers a more practical, realistic and authentic assessment environment. To learn more about this, I met with 3 highly experienced workplace assessors who assess in the workplace day in and day out. This is Steve Crabtree. I shadowed Steve as he conducted assessments on a live traffic control site on a rainy day. That taught me my first lesson. Workplace assessors and their candidates are a dedicated lot. Steve's candidates work in high-risk settings. It's noisy, it's busy, and there's motorists rushing to their destinations. While these upcoming traffic controllers are well trained and have had time to practice their craft, Steve recognises that the assessment environment must be formally established. The time has passed for guidance, and Steve needs to be able to see his candidates performing effectively on the job without support. And this was a key lesson from Steve. Clearly establish the workplace assessment environment and invest time in clear, specific and detailed instructions. On the day of the assessment, I was pretty keen to get out there and see it all in action. But we stayed back in the site briefing room, making sure that the candidates were aware of exactly what was expected of them once they got out there onto a real live traffic site. The results of this investment in time was remarkable. By the time we stepped out on the site, these candidates strode confidently onto the job and performed brilliantly. And this made Steve's job as the assessor far easier in gathering the evidence he needed. Now, we've all heard tales of troubled employer-RTO relationships leading to a poor experience for the candidate. Lack of visits, miscommunication and poor coordination can all contribute to these issues. The key to successful workplace assessment is strong communication skills and building rapport. This is exactly what I saw 1 week later when I found myself in the busy and bustling kitchen of a local RSL club. This is Lynn Vost. Lynn's assessing Christy on a unit from the Cert 3 in commercial cookery as part of her traineeship. What struck me was the great relationship that Lynn had fostered between herself, the RTO, the employer, the manager, the head chef, and of course, the candidate. These relationships make it easier for her to visit the site, observe, and gather meaningful supplementary evidence like third-party reports. During our chat, Lynn emphasised how crucial these relationships are in workplace assessor success. Lynn highlights that workplace assessors need to be masterful in identifying and harnessing opportunities for candidates to showcase their skills. Missing a crucial moment, like a function or event, where diverse skills can be demonstrated, can significantly delay the progress of candidates like Christy. Lynn also told me that assessors need to know their workplace. Being an experienced chef herself, Lynn knows that the last person the head chef wants to see is her during a busy lunchtime rush. So the key lessons from Lynn are: build rapport through great communication, develop a high level of organisational skills, and use your knowledge of the workplace. I'll let our next assessor introduce herself and share the strategies and approaches she's developed over years of success in workplace assessment.
My name's Jacqui Bowden. I'm a trainer and assessor at NVCollege. The industry that I train and assess in is individual support. When it comes down to the candidate or the student feeling comfortable within the workplace, I think it's their comfort zone, far more so than in a formal learning environment. They're actually there, they're doing the job. Often, particularly in the traineeship model, they've been doing the job for some time, so they know what they're doing, and they're able to show me as an assessor that they know what they're doing. Or if they need some redirection, it's generally far less than within a role play. I think real life assessment is highly beneficial. Making sure the student knows what I'm there for, when I'm coming, literally the details that create the sense of support, what time I'm coming, what I'm coming to look for, lots of reassurance. All those standard tools that as trainers and assessors we use, making sure they're put into place. So checking in, so when am I coming? What am I doing? Asking them for feedback. Hey, what's worrying you about this? What can I help you with to understand what we're going to do? And supplying feedback in the moment. Not waiting for a week till I've finished the observation, but feedback straight up. Yeah, great job, you've done really well. Critical feedback, this could be worked on, but I love what you did with this. And contingency management is learning how to work with something that's unexpected. So gathering information and applying it where I can. Not being rigid in the assessment process. Yes, I'm assessing one unit. These are the criteria I need to meet, but goodness, I just saw some behaviour de-escalation. Now, I know the dementia unit's coming up next, I can apply that there. Some of the challenges come with some of the positives, I think. In industry, given that it's individual support and we're working with people, variables. So for instance, we might coordinate with the student, give them the information about what the assessment process is, configure it to meet the criteria, and I turn up and something's happened. Given industry's vulnerable people, then we've just come through COVID, so most certainly there might be, the resident we were going to use is now in isolation, so quickly contingency plan, who's next? Whilst that direct observation is certainly paramount to, particularly to assessment criteria, I use workplace colleagues, senior colleagues, or the facility manager or a supervisor. I have a discussion with them. I utilise third-party reports. A challenge can be sometimes, given industry is very busy, is the supervisor available when I am? So certainly picking up the phone, having that conversation, hey, can you give me some feedback? Can you give me some examples? Trying to ensure that I gather the information needed from as many sources as possible. Because my handwriting is a challenge, I use assistive aids. So I'll use technology, I'll use a voice-to-text app. I find it really beneficial in the workplace because I'm not standing there with a clipboard and a pen. I'm not looking official. I'm looking more like somebody just standing back watching. I inform the students and the residents, if I'm working with a resident, what I'm doing, just to assure them that I'm not taking photos and I'm not filming. It's literally a device to record notes. I can also record on it verbally, so a speech-to-text option. So I can remove myself from the room, go out, record some notes. If those notes are succinct, I can transfer them directly to an observation assessment sheet. As an assessor, I do not complete the observation tool within the moment. I'm taking notes. I find that if you complete the observation in the moment, you're missing the nuances. You might miss a key part of that person's skill development or lack of skill development as well. We tend to think that I will remember that, so I try to make things as detailed as possible. It allows for direct context of that student's interaction as well. This person applied this skill at this time during this activity. It makes the assessment process very robust and very individualised. It's about that person. This is what they've done in that moment.
So there you have it. You know, if I was to distill the key lessons from seeing these experts in action, those would be first-class communication and rapport building skills and great organisational skills. Great communication skills help keep things safe and running smoothly and effectively. They help you build excellent relationships for better outcomes and opportunities now and in the future. And they give candidates the confidence to perform their skills and meet the standard required in the unit. And great organisational skills, because workplace assessors don't have the luxury of timetables and scripted role plays. They need to be able to take advantage of opportunities for gathering evidence as it arises. Now, it's over to you. What skills do you think the great workplace assessor needs?